get this going here. Hi, we're at the village office this morning. Sean and Phyllis and Debbie here. I come in with my notes. I'll start my my little write out here, unless Sean, you'd like to start. It's your house.
Well, per the lawyer, I don't have an obligation to even talk to you today. But,
okay.
But we are. We're trying to be as transparent as we possibly can. At this time, we're not going to do any hiring. And I really don't have anything else to say, but I will listen to you. And
Okay, yeah, and yeah, that's great. I was under the assumption that, you guys already signed out the paperwork that was already done, but still, just to have the meeting was...
Sign what paperwork?
You put letters in the mail saying...
Yep.
So, again, it was just more about the meeting here, and I'm glad we've had the chance, get to have each other come in here, get to know each other. So let me begin. Hello, good morning. If you don't remember my name, it's Jordan Scoville. I've accumulated about a decade worth of living and working experience in the village, and I've gained many skills in the mills and STEM experience fields. Hancock is great for that. It's one I love the town. I was hoping to ask some questions today. If you don't want to answer them, you plead the fifth if you want, or just say lawyer actions. That's plenty fine here. Should take 15 minutes maybe, according to what this is. So I hear you're new. You just recently come into this office, roughly. Can you give me a timeline when that was? And maybe it'll help me set in the windows.
I got elected in March.
March?
I've been a trustee prior to that for 16 years.
Oh, cool. And this is the primary thing that you do now, or?
No. I do this, how do I want to say it?
It's like volunteer.
Yeah.
Volunteer?
Yep.
Well, fair answer. Let's try some other early answers here. Let's do this one here. Did you happen to look at my books in any kind of specific way?
I did not.
Did not?
I did not.
In any of the interview processes that you were having?
We didn't do any interviewing process.
Okay.
Except for your application. That's it.
When it came with the application, you didn't get a chance to get to it before
I didn't.
then? Okay, I was just curious.
I have a full-time job besides this.
That's why I was asking, and again, I appreciate the time you brought in here today. The meeting was what I was really driving for, as far as many things. Well, that goes. I was going to say, what'd you do today? If you have other things you need to do, that answers that. Okay, so let's just get back to some mainline stuff. When the ad was first put in the paper, what was the reason for it? We were looking for somebody for the position, or how long, if anything, we had a person in that position before?
No, we have not had another person in that position.
That's a new thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, new thing. Fair enough. And again, the reason for that, the first time before you guys re-put the ad in, the reason nobody was selected for it?
We were looking at we were hoping to get a bigger pool.
Bigger pool.
Somebody with water experience, sewer experience, and that's it.
Okay, and they would be the direct qualifications. I mean, like I remember the skills that were necessary came out in the interview, or waterways, the parts per million, ionic resins, and things like that. The exact skills were pool necessary, like the sewer treatment person you were looking for specifically. Like, what kind of qualifications would they have had or needed?
Well, if they had any qualifications, that would have been a plus.
I mean, specifically, if you were reading the resume.
Nothing specific.
We were hoping for somebody with water and sewer licenses already.
Yes.
Licenses already.
Yeah, that would be the first choice.
That costs the village a lot of money to send somebody through, and then once they get it, they could up and leave us.
Well, I mean, that's a great point, especially seeing that we have the facility here. I mean, why aren't they coming here to address that issue? Wouldn't it save the townspeople a lot more money than shipping a candidate there?
Yeah, it would, but that's what we were hoping for.
Concerns meetings, that's why we have them, so. Moving along, how many people applied the first time?
None.
Nobody applied the first.
No.
I remember I applied the first time. So I mean,
Two.
okay. And the second time?
None.
Because I remember seeing you had a lot of letters you were going to mail out.
No, that was checks. There were 2 letters, you and another candidate.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
two
that
for
was
the
all
model.
checks on top of it.
Okay, well that's a straightforward answer. And again, before placing the ad back in the paper, what was the reason for that?
We wanted a bigger pool of candidates.
Okay, and so again, why didn't you call me for an interview that time, the first time? At least to call me to let me know that it wasn't. I mean, I did give you ample time.
We're not obligated to interview anybody. We're not, Jordan.
Well, that's why we have these interviews. You know, it's what they're about. Maybe it's not necessarily I'm saying that's a system with you, seeing that you're new, but it's something that I'm trying to learn is to come in here if I wanted to start to come to meetings or things like that. It's something that I would.
Our meetings are
Yep.
open.
Yep, you got them every third.
We have 2 a month.
Do a month. Yep. And again, I seen that that's on the main web page. Is that where you go? Is we get this through the Village of the network, Village of Hancock, New York.
NY.com.
That's the primary page, and so the Hancock.NewYork.org one. Who is that?
I have no idea.
That
It's
was
got
the
the-
old one.
Got the live
Yeah.
feeds and news and stuff like that on them. Okay, and
I think that was used during COVID.
No, live
No?
feeds. That might be the town.org.
yeah, .org.
That
Yeah.
Or
might be the
partners.
town or the partners. We're
Yeah,
the
they-
Village of Hancock NY.com. That's our only website.
Now, maybe I wasn't using the web page right, or is it just the small sections that tells you when the meetings are? I mean, where would you get about content about what would be in the meeting so I could be more decisive about which meetings you go to?
The agenda is posted on the front on the front counter.
So we come here to get that once
And it's usually Friday. It's on the counter on Friday before the meeting.
Friday before the meeting.
Yeah,
All right.
sometimes Thursday, but mostly it's Friday to be safe.
Okay. And again, so I mean, some of these other questions, seeing that you're not obligated at this point to have interviews, which is, it's a very interesting way to handle it. But, 670 and, flank left for board promotions, not something I would get for videos for meetings to post on YouTube or something like that, is it? I mean, it'd be really nice to be able to have some kind of hookup for that way I don't have to attend the meetings. I could just watch them on YouTube.
The minutes
or
are
something.
on the website too.
That you can watch these
Yes,
somewhere.
but they're
You
approved.
can't
They're
watch
not.
it.
You can't watch
You can
it.
read
But
it.
the minutes, and they're the only ones that go up there are approved minutes. So it takes a month. So like if we have a meeting today, the next meeting the board approves the minutes, then they go on the website.
And that's the planning board that.
No, that's
No,
the
no,
village.
village.
All
The
minutes.
village
You have the regular meeting, you have the departmental meeting, you have the planning board, any meeting, ZBA, any of them.
Okay,
They get posted on the website.
sure. Getting into those other meeting sides of it, I'm probably got to get used to Forbes and CNBC. So take some time. And again, we're almost done here. Again, I'm going to chew this up pretty quick for you guys here, because again, I wasn't expecting to leverage you into any kind of position. I'm not trying.
You're not, but you know what?
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
It was a real weird thing to get caught up in that newspaper thing like that. But, and again, what do you think of this process so far as the village? I mean, me coming into this, I mean, what system are we supposed to use for this? And if I was supposed to use the door, how because I mean, there's some hostility here, obviously. Like, how do we better handle this in the future? Especially me. And
Well, you can come in here. This is a
Anytime.
public building.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just when you said to me, "I'm going to come in here every single day." That's when I said, "Well, now you're harassing me because I didn't." You know what I mean?
To my next point, how do you think Phyllis handled this situation?
She handled it well because I got notified that somebody was out here, and I was on my way to work. That's when I stopped yesterday, spoke with you, and we are transparent. We meet with everybody. If I have a message, we reply to them.
Did you receive the message from Phyllis the first time?
Yes, I did.
And so, I mean, I know you're
Well,
not obviously obligated.
I'm
but
not gonna sugarcoat this. We just lost a family member, and I didn't even come into the office.
Right.
Well,
Office
that's a-
was closed.
And I did have one of the trustees come in and took care of the paperwork.
Well, I mean, I feel for your loss. That
No.
that is a bad thing to do, but I think the concerns of obligations we have here as well are, just to be noted
And
here.
to make another point, our lawyer said we don't even have to reply about an application.
And I'm just trying to figure that. I mean,
Yep.
how is that town person or village ever supposed to figure out these things?
Well, they come in and ask.
I mean, I certainly tried to set up.
I
a
know you
meeting.
did, and that's on me for not getting back to you.
I appreciate that. That's very nice.
That's
of
on
you.
me.
I
So
appreciate that. Phyllis, anything you want to add to that?
No, I have no
Fair enough.
hostility. I
I-
just don't
I
like
was
to be
just-
And neither
threatened.
do I.
And I
this is
felt when you
clear
came
the
in
air.
here, so I'm just going to come in here every day. I felt a little threatened.
I'm
And I would never have pressed
Phyllis,
harassment charges
Phyllis,
on you.
I very much appreciate you, but that right there was kind of the notation. You wouldn't even write down the number.
I did, but you know what, Jordan? I was thinking, what the heck is
Phyllis,
his
listen
name?
to you right now. Look how you're coming.
You've watched me write the notes. You
Phyllis,
watched me.
we'll continue the questions. I think that's a better route here. I know I might have been a disruption today. Anything else that was supposed to go on today that I'm disrupting in any kind
No.
of specific way? Well,
that's why we set time aside.
thank you very much. Beyond that, what are some of the town's biggest problems right now? If
I'm not going to get into that.
fair enough.
Every municipality has their issues.
True.
Hancock is one of them. And
Well, it's nice to know where you stand on addressing the issue. So,
I don't like that comment, Jordan, because we address every issue.
Right. It's just that this
Exactly.
morning we only set aside so much time.
And
That's a whole different.
and not getting back to you, that's on me, and I apologize. And
how does again, and this is more probably along the lines of going through the process and sticking around more often, but how does one find out about the budget or even get involved in this process some way?
as
The budget's public. You can ask for a
Yeah.
copy of the budget anytime.
Yeah.
That's
During
in here?
budget time, when it's first approved, it's always on the counter for people to pick up.
Cool.
And even before it's approved,
Yeah.
it's always on the counter
the
so people
tentative
can.
budget is out there.
Right, and we have public hearings on the budget, so you can come in and ask for a budget at any point. It's all public record.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's
Everything
nothing,
is public.
nothing,
We all got to learn.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I appreciate your time. That was the majority of my concerns and questions. And again, I thank you very much for setting up the meeting with me.
and we have your application on file, and